My name's Caesar Wang. I'm 24 years old. I run a small company called Ants HQ. We've been established for 2 years now as a proper company, but as I was saying to Julian before, I've always been that weird kid, who's kept ants, insects, plants, all types of animals since the age of literally 6, 7, and I think that's kind of what's, spurred me onto selling ants as a living right now. I didn't have this vision when I was like 6 or 7 to become the Ant Man, but as I was saying before, I've always been passionate about the natural world. Anything that moved, I was always interested in why it did that or how it did that. So naturally, I kept all these insects as a very young, kid, and I studied them in my own home. And then I think, when I was around 9, 10, I kept my first ant farm, my first ants. And from that, I saw just how interesting, an ant colony was. More specifically, I got interested in it because I don't know if you've seen the flying ant day where it's literally a mass of flying ants. It's going to your face. Everyone's like, oh, what's this on my face? Oh, no, this is disgusting. For me, I was literally just marveling it, like thinking it was some sort of ecological air warfare going on, And then after researching it online, I found out it was actually a massive sexual orgy going on in the sky. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. And I thought, you know what, this is actually pretty cool. I just started researching more about it. And then, that's what kind of led me to keep ants. And from that point on, I just became more interested, realized that you could sell them. And from there, it just kind of made sense. And here we are, selling ants for a living.
So you're like the Hugh Hefner of ants.
Oh. Ants are perceived, I think on the bigger spectrum of things as pests, as nuisance insects, unwanted beings, be it in your garden, in your kitchen and stuff like this. But at the same time, people fail to realize at times that these small critters are actually very, very important when it comes to, ecological roles. So by that, I mean, people probably have heard that the earthworm is so important, to the soil, to making sure that plants can thrive. And if plants can thrive, then ecosystems can, overall build upon themselves. But with ants is exactly the same thing, For instance, one type of ant, and this is something we hopefully showcase today, one species of ant has a certain type of behavior that will actually lead to the benefit of our world, let's say. So for instance, we have harvester ants. Harvester ants will collect seeds and take them back into the nest. But what happens with this is they'll actually disperse these seeds across meters and meters, over land. And then that means that these seeds can actually become distributed over a greater territory. And that means that, different plants, different plant communities can grow in these areas and therefore exist. And we can actually live there, So just from small interactions like these, I think people fail to realize that all of that is happening literally at your feet. And it's something that hopefully I can maybe showcase with things like this in the future. What kind of captivates me about insects, and in this case, I guess, ants, and that is the fact that, ants are really small. And unlike other organisms, unlike other living animals, you can't really, with a lion, for instance, you can't get a lion and take it into your house and observe it and then expect to observe maybe 10 types of behaviors, 20 types of behaviors. With ants, literally, you can just get a small colony, put it in your house, and within that day, I can guarantee you that you will have observed maybe 50 types of interactions, be it, social stomachs where they share food with each other, maybe when it, like, you know, there's hierarchies amongst ants, so a bit like humans, they'll actually, you know, compete against each other and tell like their sister, no, actually, I'm in charge right here. So all of those things, you can really appreciate them from the comfort of your own home, which is something that I think you can't do with a lot of organisms. And that's something that really, you know, I really like about ants. Ants HQ, you know, as the name suggests, might be a bit simple, but the idea behind it is that we want to become the ants headquarters, not of just the UK, but around the globe. So at the moment, there's other ant shops like Ant Store, which is really big in Germany, but we want to become the next big thing, I guess. And we want to not only sell ants, because that's not our priority. Our priority is to become the hub of everything ants. So because of that, and because of the passion as well, because, you know, unlike other ant stores or people, the people behind Ants HQ actually have, you know, knowledge in biology. They've actually studied it. They've come from a background, from a very early age, where they've actually experienced these things. So they're not just talking about things that they don't know about, but they actually know and they've experienced the aspects that surround ant keeping, or not even just ant keeping, but learning about ants, you know, and learning about their life history and their evolution.